I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis has been having some major breakthroughs in her criminal investigation into Donald Trump's 2020 criminal election interference. And these breakthroughs have pushed the timeline back from what we believe to be imminent indictments more in the May or June period to a period between July 11th and September 1st. You may recall back in January of 2023, and specifically January 24th of 2023, there was a hearing held before Judge McBurney, the Fulton County Superior Court judge presiding over the special purpose grand jury and over the related proceedings. And Fani Willis said in connection with the potential release of the special grand jury report that indictments are imminent, and as a result of indictments being imminent, to not publish the reports or to redact the reports. And eventually, while the report was released, which has these recommendations of possible indictments, it was primarily redacted as a result of Fani Willis's request. Now, to everybody, imminent sounds imminent. So you would think that, were the indictments going to happen in March or April, or, then we knew the grand jury itself would be meeting. The grand jury meets in different terms. Okay, the grand jury would be meeting in May. So why is this now being pushed out to July 11th through September 1st? Well, if you go and you look at some of the filings that Fani Willis has made, as well as some of the reporting around it, you see some of these major breakthroughs that were made. For example, New York Times is reporting that Fani Willis's timetable for indictments has been delayed, in part because a number of witnesses have sought to cooperate as the investigation has neared an end. And so these cooperating witnesses who did not testify before the special purpose grand jury or who invoked their Fifth Amendment rights against self-incrimination are now coming forward to try to cut deals with Fani Willis. And, where do we see that as well, other than in the sources that spoke to New York Times? We actually see this in a recent filing by Fulton County, Georgia District Attorney Fani Willis. And it's a filing involving a motion to disqualify one of the lawyers. Her name is Kimberly Burrows DeBrow. She's a criminal defense lawyer in Fulton County who is currently representing 10 of these so-called fake electors, individuals who put their names on a fake electoral certification saying that they were the real electors from the state of Georgia and that they were going to be voting for Trump, despite the fact that the real electors in the state, based on the actual vote, was such that there should be 16 elector votes going for Biden. Instead, the MAGA Republicans submitted 16 electoral votes for Donald Trump in a fraudulent certified document. And they wanted that to be counted by former Vice President Mike Pence. Now, this lawyer, Kimberly Burrows DeBrow, who's representing right now 10 of these fake electors, she's also getting paid from the MAGA Republican Party in Georgia. So her clients themselves don't have to even foot the bill for these legal fees. And so one of the things that Kimberly Burrows DeBrow is accused of in this motion is not having conveyed to these fake electors that the district attorney was offering some of these fake electors immunity deals if they would discuss what happened, and if they would testify against some of the other fake electors, and if they would testify generally to the involvement of the Trump campaign, causing them to certify their names falsely in these fraudulent documents. Now, remember, one of the key focuses of Fani Willis's criminal investigation, we've learned and we've reported on, are potential RICO charges. These are RICO and racketeering charges. Now, for a RICO charge, if you can show kind of a common plan and scheme, you can basically go all the way up to the top, in this case, to Donald Trump, and ultimately charge Donald Trump for the crimes being committed by people like the fake electors. So if you can get fake electors to flip on each other and to confess to the crime and then go all the way up and show that Donald Trump was involved in this common plan and scheme, that would be very valuable to Fani Willis's ongoing investigation. And so if you go and you look inside this filing, you see the evidence of the fact that these fake electors are flipping on each other. And this is the key portion of this filing that was recently made, as recently as April 18th, before Judge McBurney in Fulton County Superior Court by the Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis. She writes, "The issue of representation of the current status quo of Mr. Bro representing 10 of the electors has reached an impracticable and ethical mess, as events in the past week have shown. On April 12, 2023 and April 14, 2023, members of the Fulton County District Attorney's Office interviewed certain of the electors represented by Mr. Bro, with Mr. Bro in attendance. During the interview, some of the electors stated that another elector represented by Mr. Bro committed acts that are violations of Georgia law and that they were not a party to these additional acts. Additionally, in these interviews, some of the electors represented by Mr. Bro told members of the investigation team that no potential offer of immunity was ever brought to them in 2022, which is in direct conflict with Mr. Bro's co-counsel, Ms. Pearson's representation to this court in August 2022. So you see right there in Fani Willis's filing this direct link that these fake electors have been turning on each other. I mean, you can see it right there.
Now let's take a quick break to talk about our next partner, Mosh. As the years progress, it's so important to stay on top of your mental health and fitness. Frankly, life, it gets busy, and sometimes you end up sacrificing good foods and snacks for unhealthy ones strictly because they may seem more convenient. Now, whether at the gym, on the go, or between meals with the fam, Mosh protein bars are the smart snack to keep your brain and body fit, fueled, and feeling good. With 6 delicious flavors, each Mosh bar comes packed with 12 grams of protein and made with ingredients that support brain health like ashwagandha, lion's mane, collagen, and omega-3s. At 160 calories and only 1 gram of sugar, Mosh protein bars are the guilt-free snack your brain and body will crave. Your brain, it's your number one tool, which is why Mosh protein bars were mindfully formulated by some of the world's top neuroscientists and functional nutritionists. Founded by Patrick Schwarzenegger and Maria Shriver, Mosh is a mission-driven brain health and wellness company that donates a portion of all proceeds to support women's brain research through the Women's Alzheimer's Movement at Cleveland Clinic. I absolutely love Mosh protein bars. They're delicious, they're savory, they're the perfect smart snack to keep your brain and body fit, fueled, and feeling good. We're constantly doing different videos or podcasts here, or just a bunch of different tasks. So I'm able to enjoy Mosh protein bars easily and enjoyably throughout the day whenever I need it. Don't settle with a mediocre snack when you can nourish your body and mind with the fuel it needs to succeed. So whether you're at the gym, on the go, or just living your best life, Mosh protein bars will keep your brain and body fit, fueled, and feeling good. Head to moshlife.com/Meidas to save 20% off plus free shipping on your first 6-count trial pack. That's 20% off plus free shipping on your first 6-count trial pack, which includes all 6 mouth-watering flavors. moshlife.com/Meidas.
Just to give you kind of a brief timeline of just like what's taken place here, just so you remember, right? A special purpose grand jury is different than an actual grand jury. And it's a unique procedure that's used in Fulton County, Georgia, and perhaps other places in Georgia, but it is very unique there. It's not like special purpose grand juries exist in every other state. And for example, when the Manhattan District Attorney, Alvin Bragg, he impaneled just a grand jury which voted to indict Donald Trump on falsification of business records. What the process is, if you go through a special purpose grand jury, and you don't have to go through a special purpose grand jury, in Fulton County, Georgia. But if you do it the way Fani Willis did it, it's a two-step process. So step one in the process is you impanel a special purpose grand jury. The chief judge has to allow that to take place and has to vote on that. More on that in a minute. The special purpose grand jury hears evidence and hears witnesses. That's why, dozens of witnesses went before it. And then ultimately they make a report and recommendation. So it's a two-step process. Then their report and recommendation can go before a grand jury. It doesn't have to go before a grand jury, but why else would you have the special purpose grand jury if you're not going to utilize their report? So you then take their report, you bring it in front of a grand jury. Now, the grand jury only meets at certain periods of time, so it's not like a grand jury's always meeting. There are different terms when a grand jury meets. And so here, the grand jury's going to meet next in May. So you take the report and recommendations that were released several months back. You then put those recommendations in front of a grand jury, and ultimately the grand jury will take those recommendations and can hear other evidence. You can bring other witnesses back in. You can bring witnesses in who didn't testify before the special purpose grand jury, and then the grand jury will vote to indict or not indict, similar to what happened with the Manhattan grand jury. So special purpose grand jury to a actual grand jury. And just so you know the timeline again, the special purpose grand jury was impaneled pursuant to an order that was dated January 24th, 2022 by the chief judge of the Superior Court of Fulton County. The grand jury, the special purpose grand jury, was selected on May 2nd, 2022. It's first started hearing evidence on June 1st of 2022, and the evidence continued until December of 2022. And then ultimately, the report that was prepared and released, that occurred February 16th of 2023. And now what has occurred since that time and the impaneling of a grand jury, I think a lot of these fake electors, a lot of individuals who are critical to Fani Willis bringing these RICO charges, they've all started recognizing, wow, we're going to get criminally indicted. This is real. So now you have a lot of people who would invoke their Fifth Amendment rights before the special purpose grand jury when they didn't feel that, wow, we may actually get arrested and we may go to jail. Like Fani Willis is for real. They've tried to delay, they tried to derail it. And now, as they know this grand jury is going to be impaneled, they're going to Fani Willis and they're saying, hey, can we cut a deal? Let me tell you what really happened here. And so, look, when Fani Willis said imminent back in January of 2023, on January 24th, would I have liked imminent to mean imminent? Do I want all these processes to go faster? Abso-freaking-lutely, I want them to go faster because I don't like having these criminals go around and continue to spread disinformation, period, full stop. However, what is important is that the best evidence is developed. That is what is critical. And the fact that Fani Willis is now getting the potential cooperation of individuals who are admitting to the common plan and scheme, that will help her to bring these RICO and racketeering cases. Look, the special purpose grand jury prepared a report and recommendations recommending that people be indicted. We believe that one of those people are Donald Trump and also people within his inner circle. We don't know that for a fact, but that seems to be what took place. Perhaps people like Mark Meadows and Rudy Giuliani as well. So if the special purpose grand jury felt that way with the evidence that they had, and now you can develop even stronger evidence by getting individuals who invoke their Fifth Amendment rights or who refuse to testify to now get them to turn on each other, makes Fani Willis's case even stronger. I mean, this is a major, major breakthrough and a major breakthrough for her RICO and racketeering claims. Again, if fake electors flip and they say we're part of a common plan and scheme, and here's how we know it because that other fake elector said the Trump campaign told us that we had to do this. Boom, you go all the way up to the Trump on the common plan and scheme, RICO racketeering, and you bring those charges against Trump with very, very, very strong evidence. So major breakthrough breakthroughs by Fani Willis. I'm happy to report that here on the MeidasTouch Network. And she said in this recent letter sent to the sheriff, expect indictments between July 11th and September 1st of 2023. Thanks for watching. I'm Ben Meiselas. Have a great day. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 1.5 million subscribers. Also, you can check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch. And in addition to checking us out on our Patreon site, wherever you get your audio podcasts, subscribe to the MeidasTouch podcast. Have a great day and hit subscribe on our YouTube channel.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.